Hi everyone, welcome to Caring for Life live training suicide prevention workshop recording. I'm Alex. I'm going to be the trainer for today, and I hope that this particular recording will equip you with two things. Number one, to be able to identify early sign of suicide ideation, and number two, to be able to provide that follow-up care and support. Now, just a gentle reminder that this particular workshop will not equip you to be proficient enough to be a professional, right? That's not the point. The point here is we want to train you to become what we call a community carer. And I'm going to use that term for the rest of this uh, video, right? So community carer means this. Now, at the end of the day, we are a friend of somebody, a family member of somebody, maybe somebody's classmate, somebody's working colleague. You could be also volunteering in a befriending service, you're supporting some beneficiaries, etc. As long as you're in relationship with somebody, there is something you can do in suicide prevention because suicide prevention is everyone's business. So I hope this particular video will give you some useful insight and also skill set. But do know that after this particular video, there's also a role play element that will happen in a physical venue. So please come for that role play to complete your learning experience. Now, just a general reminder in case you have not seen this during the registration, we do have an exclusion criteria, and that is that live training is not suitable for persons or community below 19 years old because the content that we share, which include the sign of suicide ideation, are applicable for youth and above. For children and adolescents, the type of symptoms and behavioral change they will display is very different for the same diagnosis, right, or for the same situation. So if you want to know more about the kind of sign and the behavioral change that a child and adolescent will display, do talk to someone who is in this field, whether it's early childhood or work with this particular age group to know more. But otherwise, just remember, this is only for 19 and above. And also, anyone who's affected by suicide issue. Now, it doesn't have to be just yourself where you have attempted suicide. It could be that you have recently supported someone very dear to you, like a close friend or family member who had suicide ideation or even attempted suicide before within the last 12 months. So if this applies to you, I would like to encourage you to just take a break, right? And when you feel a lot better, right, perhaps a few months later, to just come back for this live training. Because some elements of this training could potentially trigger some of the emotion you had or the memories that you had, right? And for safety aspect, we just want to encourage you to take the necessary time to grieve or to just regulate and settle down your emotions first before you come back for this live training. Yeah, don't worry, this live training by Caring for Life will go on for a long time. So I'm very sure at some point there's going to be a session for you when you are ready. Yeah, so just remember, live training is not suitable for a person or community below 19 years old or who are affected by suicide issue within the last 12 months. With that being said, during this whole video, if let's say you feel uncomfortable or triggered at any point during this training, please reach out to any of the Caring for Life staff. Now, I know this is a recording, so you can always write to us or just reach out to someone else around you that who are trained, right, to just process this with you. In an actual training where we run this theory in a physical venue or on Zoom, we will prepare a separate space as well to help to de-escalate that whatever emotion that comes alongside with it. But because this is a recording, so the next best thing is either you write to Caring for Life or you just reach out to someone who is trained to help you with processing that emotion. Please do so. Yeah. Now, some pre-session reminder. At this point, you should have received, together with this recording, a pre-training survey as well. If you have not done that, later I'll take a pause for you to finish that pre-training survey before we continue. And if we come back for the role play, there will also be a post-training survey as well for you to do. Please complete the full survey and the role play as well to complete your own learning experience. Now the thing is this, um, when you watch a video and hear the theoretical framework, it will sound quite straightforward, or it sounds, hey, actually I can do this, no problem. But it's only when you during the role play itself, then that's where you discover some of the things that you may not know, right? Or some of the things that we've been doing unconsciously, but worth reflecting and even changing so that we can support our loved one even better, right? So pre-training survey, post-training survey, and please come for the role play, right? After all this have been done, you will receive an e-certificate of participation together with an e-summary of the key points, right, of this particular session in PDF form in your email, so that you can refer to this at any point in time. Now, a gentle reminder that all training materials are copyrighted and not to be reproduced or distributed without written permission from Caring for Life. Yeah. So the format of live training is as such. The whole content plus the role play experience should last about 4 hours. Now today, because this is a theoretical framework sort of lecture, we will be covering the part 1 and part 2, right? Where part 1 we talk about the early sign of suicide ideation, what kind of sign and signal a person will send, because in reality, most of the time people will not be so direct if they have suicide ideation. For example, those who say, I feel like dying, I feel like killing myself. Those are the obvious ones, but we are more concerned with those who will say things like, I feel all alone in this. I really don't know what to do anymore. There's so many things that's going on that I can't handle this. I'm so helpless. Things like this, the more indirect ones. How do we then identify the potential suicide ideation that's behind those words? So that's what we hope to do in part 1, followed by a quick touch point on what we should not do, which is the STOP. And there will be a 10 minutes break given in this particular recording so that we can all take a breather, right? And part 2, that's where we'll have the LIFE, the 4-step process on what we should do, and a video discussion as well. Then the part 3 is when you will come in the physical venue, right? After this particular recording, for this role play. Again, I can't help but stress this enough. I know some of you is going to think that I'm very long-winded, but this role play is essential to complete your learning. So please, 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 come for the role play, right? And after that, of course, the post-training survey and further opportunity for you to ask questions, all right, to address some of the doubts that you may have. So I'm going to take a quick pause. Pause this video if you have not finished our pre-training survey. This pre-training survey is not the same as the registration form that you may have done. Right? The pre-training survey, it's all about assessing your own ability or interpretation of how well versed you are in various points like early suicide ideation and things like that. Right? So if you have not done a pre-training survey, please pause the video, finish it, then we continue. Thank you. Now, for Caring for Life, we are a charitable organization. We have a registered charity status together with IPC as well. So the reason why we can do this workshop and run it fully sponsored for most of the people who have a community is because somebody else has paid for it through donation. So if you think that what we do, right, are valuable to the community and something that you would like to support, please donate to CFL, right? There's this PayNow QR code, and right now we also have a 1-for-1 matching grant that's going on. So every $1 donated will match with another $1 from ToteBot. Do support us if you think that this work is valuable to the community and is something that you want to support as well. Thank you. Now, unfortunately, I can't ask you right now over video what's your name, what do you do, and what motivates you in this workshop. But I still want to know more about you during the role play itself. So do be prepared that we will ask you. But let me share with you a little bit more about myself. So I'm Alex, and I'm the Acting Executive Director of Caring for Life. I am one of the founding team member of Caring for Life. So officially, we would let people know that we were operational since April 2020. So technically, we are about 4 years old plus now. But a group of us started gathering way back to even up to say January 2019, right? Where we came together, we there isn't even a name yet. We don't even know what we want to do yet, but we know that we were all very concerned about the suicide numbers back in the days in 2019. So we came together, and many of us were either subject matter expert or have been in this mental health sector for some time, and we just started to brainstorm, and that's how Caring for Life was born. For me, I've been in the mental health sector now since August. What's the date? Basically close to 10 years lah. Huh? And my very first job was in NCSS, in the National Council of Social Services, which is a statutory board under MSF. And my portfolio then was I was in the service mental health service planning team with the portfolio of children and youth with mental health issue, addiction, and suicide. So I was given the opportunity to look at these three sector from a big picture point of view, where uh, we could look at what are the various stakeholders that's in this sector, what were their roles, how many people they were serving, what are some of the impact, and also to assess the service gap as well, and how do we allocate more resources to some of the agencies in order to serve this sector better. So that's how I started off. And when I left NCSS, I continued to pursue in various other capacities in the mental health sector. For example, I continued to advocate for children and youth with mental health issue, and later on helped a particular friend in setting up a mental health social enterprise, and of course, Caring for Life, right? So, uh, this mental health sector, I would say that is quite different now as compared to 10 years ago from the advocacy point of view, but there is still so much more that we could do, right? And therefore, I think this is what motivates me to continue to run programs like this and all the other mental health talks as well, because I want to do my part to see how I can make the world a better place. And I do hope that this, again, this particular program today is going to benefit you. For if this is something that you think is beneficial, I want to encourage you to share with the rest about Caring for Life and the live training that we run as well. Just know that the live training that we're running so far is all fully sponsored, so it's free of charge. So just come, right? Just encourage more of your friends and the community to come to Caring for Life live training. And if you are not sure what are some of the dates that we have, just write into us or register on our waiting list on our website, caringforlifesg.org, and we will invite you whenever there are new dates that comes up. Yeah, so just come.